All right, cool. Here we are. Um, Fortunately, I think I made the patron post public instead of patrons only. So if you're not a patron, I'll let it slide this time because it's my negligence. But anyways, thank you guys for joining the meeting. As far as roasting goes, if you're a patron and you're pledging more than $10 a month, you can submit your track to me via patron messages. If not, then you'll have to submit your track to the. Um, hey, KK, what's going on? Can you hear me? Hello?
Yeah. Can you
Hey,
hear me?
yes. How you doing?
Yeah. Hey, what's up? I'm good.
Cool,
What's
man.
up, Tim?
Sorry, I was just talking to this dude in the chat, just trying to get roasted, and basically
Oh,
telling him that you're gonna have to submit it to the Discord and get roasted by other people first, and roast before you post, and then hopefully I will pick your track to roast on a future live stream, or you could become a Patreon supporter right now, and I'd be happy to roast it for you then. But KK, looks like it's just me and you right now as far as people who are participating in the chat goes. How you doing?
okay. I'm doing good. Doing good.
Cool.
Um, yeah, I was just practicing chords. I had this MIDI keyboard for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I never used it. I used to like just click in notes. I don't know, dude. There's just something about the keyboard. Like it's magical. I don't know. It's just a vibe. It's
It is
crazy.
magical, KK. I mean, it's a lot more intuitive for me than just pixels on a screen. Simple act of just putting the notes to the keys and letting sound come out. It's just a lot more fun, in my opinion.
Yeah. And you get like a lot of those like strums. You don't like really get that when you just like click and it's like flat against the grid.
Mm,
Yeah.
like the glissando, the bling.
Yeah, I love those, dude.
Nice. Bean, hello. Looks like we have a new participant.
Nice.
How you doing, Bean?
Good.
Cool. We were just talking about the benefits of playing piano as opposed to drawing stuff in.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. Like you just can't go wrong. Yeah, it really, you know, it means you just write things in a very different way, especially in terms of what's playable. Because if you're just drawing things in, sometimes you might write like 50 different bloody piano notes at once, and it's like, yeah, I have that many fingers. If you're doing like a massive chord or something, that's a bit of an exaggeration. But sometimes you might just draw a chord or something that's like people don't have that many fingers, and if you're doing it for like a piano instrument, it's just going to sound a bit weird.
Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting that playing lazy, i.e., just picking chords that are close to one another and using inversions to get from one chord to the next, often sounds more pleasing than really crazy chords that are super far away and kind of impossible to play.
Yeah, especially if you're trying to emulate like a style that would traditionally be played,
Right.
and stuff like that. Because quite a key part of that sound is that people were probably playing it. And but there are some genres obviously where people were drawing stuff in or sampling stuff, and that just hops all over the place. But that's like a different sound altogether, I guess.
For example.
Um, I don't know, like some house stuff or anything where they just move a chord around.
Right.
Like there are a bunch of like live instruments and stuff which are literally just like minor seventh chords for each note. So you just like press whatever note and just
Mm-hmm.
playing it around.
Just transpose it up and down.
But yeah, I know it's especially beginning producers don't realize like the importance of voice leading. They just build chords off whenever,
Mm-hmm.
and then voicing doesn't really come into it until later. But if you're like a pianist, then you look at it and you go, oh, actually, I don't want to move my fingers that far. I'll just move
Right.
this one.
Totally.
But for all sorts, yeah.
So
So
go ahead, KK.
Sorry. I just want to ask. So, like, what are these meetings about? Is it
Nothing
just
really.
like
Absolutely
okay?
nothing.
We usually have more people.
We do usually have more people, and in fact, last time there was a little bit of a homework assignment. I don't want to say homework assignment; it just sounds so shitty. Like I was forcing people to do it. But basically, what happened was last time I played a quick little thing on my keyboard, a little
Yep.
sample, and I sent it out to people, and people made little flips of the sample. So if you guys want, we could first hear the sample. It's actually two samples, and then check out what people did with it. What do you guys think?
Okay.
All right. What's up,
Yeah,
Boykel?
sadly, I was away last week, so I couldn't participate in that.
It's all good.
But I might have a go.
That's all good, Bean. All right. So let's take a listen to the sample. Where is it? Oh, did I not post it here? No. Okay, here we go.
You're probably higher up.
Okay, he pinned the message to the channel, I believe. Let's see. Okay.
It is surprisingly empty. I'm not sure why there's no one alive.
Yeah, looks like everybody's still hungover from the weekend.
What time is it in America?
It's 9 a.m.
Oh shit!
So it's pretty early.
It's 2 a.m. over here.
It's 2 a.m.
It's
over
2
where
a.m.
you're at. So you said you were in
Australia.
Australia.
Yeah,
That's quite a ways.
It's 5 p.m.
quite a
over
way.
in Crumpetland.
All right. So looks like we've managed to find the homework. Well, let's take a listen. I guess I'll need to share my audio for this. So let me just go ahead and do that real quick. Share computer sound. Bada bing, bada boom. Here it comes. All right. So hopefully you guys can see my screen, and hopefully you should be able to hear this. Are we hearing that?
Yep.
Taste.
Cool.
See, this sounds kind of like plainy.
Mm-hmm.
It's just using the same shape and the same place.
Cool. Yeah, it does. All right. Now that was sample one, sample two. Okie dokie.
Looking forward to flipping those.
So just some random noodling on the keyboard, and let's see. Somehow people made it work, I assume. Let's scroll down to the first submission.
That's how I start all of my tracks. I'll noodle, and then I'll be like, "Oh, actually, I quite like that," and then start working from that.
Crap! It was your birthday. Happy birthday!
It was my birthday. Thank you so much, KK.
No problem.
All right. Here we have Boykel, who seems to be in the stream participating. So, all right. Let's take a listen. you cut it off too soon, Borkle. What a great groove. All right, Borkle. I'm going to give a quick round of applause for Borkle. Borkle here, Borkle there, Borkle everywhere. All right. So, what do you guys think?
It was dope.
I like the idea. I can't really hear much since I'm on the phone, and also the Zoom thing. But I liked it, but it felt like it progressed a little slowly. Like in the beginning, it was just the sample and the drums. I really liked it when the little like guitar-y bass thing came in there. I think maybe some like high-end sauce and like those little like elements and whatnot could really spice it up.
Yeah, it definitely feels like a demo, right? It's a bit on the basic side. I do think I agree with you in that certain elements could be added sooner. For example, it took a little bit for the bass to come in, but when it did, it was nice and funky, and the bass sound was quite good. It sounded like a real electric bass. And I'm wondering, Boykel, since you're in the chat, if that is a VST or if you actually played some bass in on this. But KK, what do you think?
It was very vibey. I liked it. It reminded me of those like chill hop tracks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For me, it was okay, but I don't have that much knowledge. I thought it was good. I didn't even realize that the bass came in like too late, but it sounded good.
I think just to add to what she's saying, maybe some like little ghost notes or little drum fills or like stumbles and stuff like that, where you have like a double hit on the snare or like the kick and everything. Just little variations like that is really good for spicing up the groove, because you got like the like 1 2 1 2 1 2. You can have like 1 2 and stuff like that.
Yeah, so you could, instead of just going, you can go. Something like that. Just to sort of, make the groove a little bit more spicy without necessarily adding too many new elements. Marley, what's up? But yeah, any other ideas on what Boykel could do to develop the groove? Any ideas for new instrumentation or a B section or
always
anything
a B
like
section?
That? Always a B section.
You can just always say
always
that.
Always a bean section.
Indeed. As I said, a bit of high-end glitter would be lovely if you had like maybe some arps going, or maybe some little vocal chops or whatever you like putting as like sauce. If that makes sense.
Well, goodbye, Marley.
Oh. And maybe stuff that could accentuate like the drum hits. So maybe something that hits on the snare, maybe some chords or something.
Totally, absolutely.
I don't know.
KK, anything else?
I don't know, maybe more perks with the drums.
Oh yeah,
for sure.
Some little tom fills would be amazing.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. So definitely lots of opportunities and ways to extend this, but solid start. Thank you, Boykel. What's up, Marley? How you doing?
Pretty good. How about you?
Good. We're just going through people's submissions for the quote-unquote homework from last stream.
All right.
So we just did Boykel's. It was quite nice. Well, let's move on to Beat Up Boop Bop. Beat It Boop Bop. Looks like we're going to Brink. Alrighty.
Ooh.
Oh boy. We got 7 whole. Yeah, I'm not sure if this is the newest one because it's 7 whole seconds. So I'm just gonna scroll down and see if there's a newer version. If we see somebody else, that would be cool.
Nitro Analyne, when he'd submit for the contest, sometimes you'd end up playing an old version of his project. That was always quite kind of funny.
He would always what?
When Nitro Analyne, the guy who did like the big guitar-y things on clip, sometimes you'd end up playing an older one because you're going from the top down, and
Right.
sometimes you wouldn't delete the old one before he posted the next one. But I can't put that into image or to update him. So that was fun.
Yeah, I would say there's not a whole. I mean, the worst case scenario is that I play an old one, but if he deletes it, then I just don't play anything at all. Probably just move on to something else. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's like all those things where it's like, oh yes, all those things are roasting. I did that.
Right. Okay. All right. So it looks like I found Mac. If we find a new Brink file, we'll play that. If not, we'll go back to the old one. Looks like we have two. So, all right, Mac, here we go. Cool. Awesome. So thank you, Mac. Looks like he's in the chat right now. Super White Bread. That was number one.
Yes. No, he just said, I focus on sound design instead of song structure. Yeah, because it felt like it was just...
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's fair to talk about song structure when most of these are just little sketches.
True.
I often do that. I'll be like, roast me, please. And people are like, there's no song structure. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of just posted a little snippet. Just a little loop. Maybe too early.
Totally. Okay. Well, if song structure is something that we can't roast, let's roast what he focused on, which is the sound design. What do you guys think?
It's quite unique to me. At least I haven't heard too much of that. It sounded quite formanty, I guess. I liked it. It seemed quite tight. Again, my audio quality isn't the best. I might listen to it again later. It seemed pretty cool. Maybe the bass could be a bit more interesting because all the rest of the sound quite textured, and then the bass was just kind of there. But I don't know.
I disagree. I felt like not everything needs to be super textured. Just having the bass kind of be kind of simple in the back there doesn't, because too much stuff kind of confuses me. At least that's just the way I see it, though.
I guess.
Cool. All right. Got KK.
Was it leveled correctly? Like, I think some things were a bit too loud. I don't know, in my headset. It sounded a bit dry. I don't know what that is. It sounded a bit harsh. I don't know, on my headset. I felt a bit like that. It's like some elements are too loud. It's like when you download like a VST that you didn't pay for, and then the window just pops up, and then it makes that like, you're like, where's this like music coming from? It sounded like that. Was like some elements were like way too loud. I don't know. That's my critique.
Yeah, I was actually going to say the exact same thing. I felt like the leveling was off. For example, the drums are way too quiet in the mix, and that super gritty, four-minty sounding thing that Bean mentioned, that was too far front in the mix and sort of kind of buried everything else once it came in. So I'm talking about, if I just play it again, I'm talking about that really, really gritty sound.
It was kind of overbearing.
Yeah, overbearing, and also the drums. I think the drum sounds are good, but they're once again way too quiet in the mix.
I feel like that format thing, especially, the sound's so distinctive. You don't need it to be front and center because you'll still sort of focus on it.
Absolutely,
such an interesting sound.
Yeah, absolutely. One other thing, Boykel says the higher frequencies were kind of harsh. Maybe some high EQing would be good. Could be just a simple volume issue. but I think the sound is good. And I agree with what Marley says. I don't necessarily think every sound needs to be as insane and textured. And I agree with what both Bean and Marley were saying, where such a distinctive sound doesn't need to necessarily be at the forefront. Since it also isn't quite a melody, there isn't really a melodic component to this yet, I don't think. So, yeah. All right. Anything else on homework number 1? Party
No.
people?
Just leveling, I guess.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I think generally, sorry, the idea. I think the homeworks would be comparing everyone's different sort of processes, so you can see how this one's quite different to Boycall's.
Yes.
Boycall sort of took what was already there and then added some texture, whereas this one's sort of took it in a very different direction and managed to use sort of the composition of it a bit more to inspire something else, I guess.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that because it is very different. Like the main sample is almost unrecognizable in there, which is I thought was really cool. He took it in a completely different place.
I had actually forgotten that was based on that sample. I thought
Right.
it was just a song that he made.
Totally.
Same.
I don't know if you got.
I guess that's.
Go ahead, me.
What's the boundary for a flip? Like,
Yeah, I was actually gonna mention something. Yeah, I was gonna mention something like that because I don't know if you guys watch Andrew Huang, but he's got this 4 producers 1 sample flip thing. And his latest episode was literally the sample was just literally a door squeaking. And this dude, his name is AU5, who was one of the producers on the episode, just made an entire track, like literally every sound, drums, bass, chords, melody, every sound was made out of the squeak, and it just sounded completely unrecognizable. It didn't sound like the door at all. It technically it's just an incredible feat, right? That he was able to sort of do that with the sample. It's almost like irrelevant what the sample was though, because he probably could have done that with anything.
Yeah, I always feel like that, and that's why I'm sort of loath to do sample changes sometimes, because it's like, okay, so where do we draw the line? When does it just become technical? Like, oh look, I can make drum and whatever sounds out of whatever I like.
Right.
Like how? Yeah. So I do quite like. Yeah. Never mind it. Yeah, I just agree with that. When you flip a sample, it's nice when you sort of build on the identity of the original sample.
Totally.
Speaking of which, when the hell are we getting Underbelly on 4 producers 1 sample?
Dude, we gotta hit up Andrew, man.
You've got more subs than Bad Snacks had.
Yeah, so but I'm not a girl, and I'm not as cool as her.
Oh, that's true.
And
that's true.
And maybe I offended Andrew with my with me telling him that he sucks at producing. But if he's not offended, and if he's out there somewhere in his amazing Canadian home, please, honestly, Andrew, let me.
I imagine you have quite an overlapping audience because you're both like Ableton production, but I guess he caters more to anybody, whereas you're for producers.
Yeah, I mean the thing is he. I could harp on him all day. I mean, he's just amazing at what he does. Not only musically, to be fair, I haven't heard that much of his music, but he has a ridiculous amount of it, and also just the video editing and the production quality, and just the time and effort. The time and effort that he puts into his videos is just like astounding. It's like the editing, the lighting, just the look of everything. Very, very conscious of the whole aesthetic and yeah, just like really, really well done. So mad respect. And I'm only saying that because I just want to be on 4 producers 1 sample, Andrew. But yeah, mad respect. Alrighty. Cool. Let's move on to homework 2, I guess. What do you guys think? Yeah.
Yes.
Let's
Yes. A resounding yes from
Yes.
Harley. All right, let's do it.
Ooh.
All right, that was homework 2 from Mac / Super White Bread. What do you guys think?
The drums are better.
Yep, for sure.
I still can't tell much of my audio quality. I don't know if the bass was mixed loud or not. It sounded a bit overbearing to me, but I couldn't really tell. Especially with those sort of big sort of atmospheric basses, I find they can sometimes get a bit annoying if they're too big in the mix.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. That might just be my audio.
Okay.
I like the 3D effect with the audio. I don't know if that was like, is that a phaser? Is that what it's called?
I think so.
Like on your headset. Yeah, I thought that was cool about it.
Totally.
But some stuff is still loud. But otherwise, that was cool.
Yeah.
I'd say the same thing about the format effect or whatever it is. The format, it still really is, like there. It's very loud. That the main idea or whatever.
Yeah, sometimes the Foreman effect can get into like a more nasally territory, and then it's a little overbearing. But I think it was cool that you use a kind of a very similar sonic palette here. I think once again the sounds work together quite well. I couldn't tell
Absolutely.
of any resemblance to the original sample once again, but as far as a track on its own merit goes, I really like this sound at the end that you added. This sort of RP. That's a cool sound. That's a really well done sound. What I'm hearing is there's just like a lot of mud in the mix coming from the bass. This might be something that Bean was pointing out.
That's what I was hearing.
A lot of mud. So coming from the bass, and then you also have these like low, kind of Rhodes sounding chords. And because the chords are quite low, and so is the bass, there's a lot of accumulation around, I don't know, say like 120, 150 hertz. And it feels like sometimes the bass isn't necessarily playing the root note of whatever chord is on top. This could also just be due to the muddiness, as I mentioned. But I like how this one has a more clear melodic component that comes in at the end. Yeah. Any other thoughts?
I don't know, like when I was hearing it, I was hearing like random pops like in my headphones. I don't know if that was that was like part of the production or
That might be your headphones.
really?
Okay. I don't know. I don't think I heard any pops.
Could be a connection issue, KK.
Oh yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
That's probably more likely.
Yeah, I don't think Super White Bread intended random pops. Maybe. That'd be kind of cool. Awesome. Anything else for the tracks? Both Homework 1 and 2, guys.
Not gonna lie, I'm kind of hyped to hear Pixels. I haven't listened to it yet.
Word.
Although that Pixel is kind of unfair.
Being what?
What?
What'd you say?
Oh, never mind.
Okay.
We'll get to it later.
Okie dokie.
I think, yeah, just similar to the first one.
Right.
Some of the like the not being able to tell the sample and the formant thing being prominent. But that's it, I think.
Yeah. Okay, well, thank you so much, Max / Super White Bread. Thank you for participating, and keep up the great work. Let's move on. Cool. We got, once again, 2 assignments. This one by my man, Alex. Alrighty. Will I do it?
I think those are just works in progress from his game.
Oh,
I
gotcha.
don't know if he's even in the stream.
So he's not doing the homework.
I don't
Nothing.
I don't know if he's not part of the stream. I don't know if us giving him feedback right now would be the best idea. Maybe
right.
if he's here next time.
Yeah, let's keep going then.
Accent.
All right. Okay, so we got our man Pixel Wax.
I don't think Pixel's here today, but I guess we can listen to it because we're going to have so much to roast.
Yes. Let's take. Yeah,
Oh,
Pixel
you
Wax
said
is
it's unfair because it's Pixel. Oh, now I get it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, judging by Pixel Wax's past performance, this is going to be so disappointing. Just kidding, guys. Yeah. Pixel Wax always brings the heat. All right, so let's take a listen. Hopefully, crossing our fingers.
Just fucking dies. Nope.
There we go. Alrighty, Pixel Wax. What do you guys think, guys?
So you can see he took it in quite
a different direction.
I'm
gonna clap with him.
And I think those chords that like that instrument that Salah playing, that just reminds me of his style anyway. So it's probably quite easy for him because that actually sounds pretty similar to a lot of stuff used in his tracks. And yeah, obviously, sound selection and stuff is all nice and cohesive.
Pristine.
Very nice. But yeah, you can hear how that's different to the other ones. It's obviously gone for a lot of just little glitter, building it up a bit more like the first one than the than Max one, I think.
Yeah, quite similar to the first, definitely. KK, Marley, what do you guys think?
I liked it. It actually made my head move.
Wow.
It's like it's more wet than the other ones. Like it's like, I don't know how to describe it. It's like less dry.
He's got the waves.
It's good. I liked it. And that little like bell thing at the end or whatever that was like a cool addition. That the
synth that was panned like hard left, hard right, alternating.
Yeah,
that was really nice.
That's
sure. Marley.
Dude, what can I say? This is good. This is great. I don't know. Fuck, dude.
Okie dokie. Yeah, I would also agree. Very well done. My only qualm, and I believe Brink actually mentioned this right below, the little electric guitar probably shouldn't stay on one note on the whole thing. If you guys notice, towards the end there, that before that.
I don't mind it.
Really?
I guess you could have it rising or something.
So I think
Yeah, I guess it drags on a bit.
yeah, I think the reason why is that certain chords it sounds better than others. Probably
Oh, that's
because the thing is the way that I played the chords was sort of like you mentioned, being where it's basically the same shape, up transposed up and down the keyboard. So there's no real key to it, and as a
So
result,
it might not be the right sort of common note that would work normal.
exactly. Plus, the guitar sound is so cool that it would be nice for it to get more active or introduce another guitar to sort of harmonize with it.
Oh, that'd be amazing.
So yeah, that would be super dope. But other than that, everything else sounded super, clean and beautiful and punchy. The drums especially, and I love the cute little lead he put in at the end. Of course, that was very welcome. But yeah, it's just it's very much a Pixel Wax track, and I think he did a great job.
Is that it?
I think that's about it for Pixel Wax. Let's see if there's anybody else. Nope. I guess that's it.
We could have a look at Brink's little thing.
Sure. Yeah, the 7-second
The
masterpiece.
7 seconds. He's very good at posting short little snippets that just make me go, right, okay, where's the full track?
All right. Well, here we go. 7 seconds. 7 seconds in heaven. All right.
Yeah.
Great. All you need. Don't even
again,
don't even put it to 8 seconds. In fact, let's just do 5 seconds next time, Brink.
It again with Pixelwax, it feels like they're both their styles suit the sample suits their typical styles very well.
Mm-hmm. Very funky.
Brink likes doing his chords by ear, so I can imagine him doing those kinds of chords a lot.
Totally. Awesome. So I believe that was good shit. I believe that was all the submissions we got for the flip.
I might try and do one for next week.
Yeah, that'd be great, man.
Does anybody have anything they want roasted? Maybe.
Yeah, KK, Marley, anybody in the chat, provided you're a patron.
Because I'm not a patron. But
right.
There is some I recently posted to roast. So if there's no one else, I would.
Looks like Brink is typing. I'm hoping that we get maybe 3 more seconds on this thing. Come on, Brink. Well, if not, if nobody has anything they would like to...
I do.
Marley, you do? Cool, great.
Yeah, I flipped it. I did the thing. I did the homework thing.
Oh, you did?
It's
just not submitted?
Yeah, no. Just kept it as a project.
Why don't you... are you able to play it for us or upload it?
Yeah. Would you rather I share the screen and play it, or would you rather I
Sure, share the screen.
Record it real quick. All right.
Whichever's easier for you. If it'll take like a million years to export. I know I definitely wouldn't be able to play anything of mine because I'm getting to the point where my CPU is dying in Ableton because of all the VSTs I'm running.
Damn.
Which one was this one?
It's mainly if I have like several instances of contact and everything play at the same time, it just sort of wheezes.
Oh, I can't share the screen while someone else is
Right. Let me stop the share real quick. So just hit share and there's a pop up and just make sure that share computer sound is checked over on the bottom left.
Screen 2. Okay. You can see it and everything?
I can see it. Cool. We're hearing that.
Oh, sweet.
Dope, man. Awesome. Round of applause for Marley. Yeah. What's up with it? Okay. So, KK, looks like it's just you and me. I think Bean dipped out. Bean dip.
Didn't even say bye.
Didn't even say bye.
Maybe like it was a connection thing.
Let's hope so. Otherwise, I'm cutting Bean out of my life. In all seriousness, though, KK, what'd you think of the track?
I thought it was cool. It sort of reminded me of this the track by a guy called Doa. He does sort of like jazzy chill tracks. It reminded me of that. What genre is this?
Good question.
Very
Yeah.
good question.
I don't know. I just just make it. That was something I was hoping you guys would tell me, because I don't know what genre it is like at all. I always wonder.
Like I really like the drums, like before the 21 marker, like where it went like that variation was like really
the
cool.
little
thing
here.
Yeah, play it for us.
You want to play it? That little thing.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Oh,
the snare, I don't know, maybe it is cool, but I'm not sure if I'm a good judge. But was there like too much reverb on it, or
there could be?
That a snare? Maybe, I don't know. I'm new to this, so yeah.
No, I could see how you would think there was too much reverb. It is, the whole track is kind of spacier area. I'm pretty sure I put reverb on most of the things.
Sorry, I had to dip out.
But otherwise, that was like really good.
Bean, did you listen?
Yeah, I listened. I just had to go right at the end.
Gotcha.
It was
any feedback? Yeah,
I liked it a bit on the sample, like some of the other ones. I really liked how you started doing like a little melody with it. Although I think maybe it was too close to the register of the original sample. So maybe if you pitched up an octave, it could like sit above it. Maybe.
I didn't change it's the same pitch. I kind of messed around with it a bit, so I kind of cut it.
No, I mean like the thing that's playing the melody. It's playing it in sort of the same pitch space.
Oh, so
like clashing? Is that what you're saying?
Suggesting? Am I understanding that?
I'm saying, well, maybe you could pitch it up an octave at some point, and then it would be sitting sort of above it rather than like inside it, if that makes sense.
That does make sense. Yes.
So yeah. And I don't know, some of the notes, I don't know if they sounded off, or maybe it was just because it was sort of clashing with the chord. Because if it was sitting above it, maybe my ears would be like more sort of forgiving. But because it's in the same sort of space, it sort of all mushes together. I don't know.
I see. Yeah, I get what you mean.
So I didn't really notice the problem with the melody so much but I did get some dissonance, and for me it was coming from the bass. I'm not sure if the bass is playing the root notes.
The bass was actually really hard for me to do, because I did all the other stuff, and then I realized I needed one, and it's just
it might have been the bass. I might have been getting confused.
Yeah, that's possible. Yeah,
the bass was giving me weird vibes.
The bass was hard to do. I don't feel very confident about this one, but I think it'd be weirder without it. So I don't know.
Well, just play the bass and the chords for a little bit. You could loop the first 4 bars or something and just solo out the bass and the chords, and we can figure it out together.
Oh, okay.
Right. So go ahead. First off, your bass is quite. I don't know if you guys noticed this, but it's in a pretty high register. I think if you put the bass down an octave, it would be subbier, richer, and feel more like a bass. Try it.
I notice you're using fold a lot. Is that just a thing lots of people do, or is it just me being weird that I like never fold anything?
It makes it easier for me to like know what's going on.
Okay, I
Well,
guess.
you can't hit the wrong notes, right? If you use fold.
Well, there aren't any wrong notes. Thank you very much. I'm
But, yeah.
very element. Yeah. No,
Well,
I guess you can use it for keeping in scale. But a lot of the stuff I tend to do.
so I'm not. So the first, I mean, what'd you guys think? The first two F sharps with the chord on top, that sounded right to me.
Yeah, I would agree.
The second chord, I'm not so sure. Try playing instead of D sharp there. Try playing A sharp.
Are you sure? Right.
Yeah.
I never have fold on.
Let's see. This down to A sharp.
I'm too used to looking at like the actual keyboard layout, I think.
Let's see.
B doesn't fold, it goes all in. No. That didn't work.
Sounded off.
I had.
Oh, it's
I mean, most
sorry.
people
No, you're
would.
right. It was actually D sharp. It was D sharp. My bad. I think it was D sharp. You got it right there.
Okay.
Don't even know my own fucking chords.
You could always have it drop down instead of going
Yeah,
up. if
try
you wanted
dropping
to
it
go
down.
deeper.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like,
It'd also be less of a leap.
Yep, that's it.
okay.
And then take the last two notes and actually put them down an octave as well. At the very end there.
Okay.
Oh damn, that's deep.
Yeah, that is.
See, that's the thing with fold. Fold doesn't really give you an idea of the space between them.
So sorry, my bad. I didn't notice that there was the people's faces were covering the last note there. I think the E is good where it was before. So like E0, I think was perfect. I think I was talking about the F1, so that it would be very close to the regular F sharp that
Okay.
you opened with.
Yeah, and this looks a bit more.
Chromatic action.
So the last two chords I think are problematic. I'm not sure if the E is the root note of either of them. So it looks like we're doing F sharp major 7 to E flat major 7 to.
It's the last two. It's the last two chords are C sharp and F sharp. In the last bar.
The last two chords are definitely the second to last one is C sharp. So at measure 4. So at measure 4 in the bass, try C sharp. See what that sounds like. Try it. I would say the E is probably as low as you can go here with the bass without it falling apart. So I would put the C sharp up an octave. Yeah, generally speaking, E around 40 hertz is like the cutoff.
Okay. Should I do it with both notes or should I just?
The thing is, the last chord is different from the chord right before it, so I'm not sure what the last chord is. You mentioned that it was.
It's F sharp.
Try it.
Mad.
Cool. Mm-hmm. That's it.
Okay. All right. I get it.
Very cool.
Yeah. I think so. Now that the bass notes are cool, I would say perhaps you could try a different kind of bass line or bass sound. Something that is a little bit more lively or real sounding.
Maybe you could layer it with something with more high end.
Right. Yeah, because this is just pure sub right now, and it's it's sort of following the rhythm, but it is very like.
Seems like it's got a bit of an attack on it.
Right. And you could try something a little bit more funky, something similar to what the first dude was doing with his kind of real electric bass sound. I'm not sure if you were there at the beginning of the stream.
If
But
you haven't got it already, Ample Bass Guitar Lite is a really good free bass plugin. I know Brink uses it.
What was the plugin?
Ample Bass Guitar Lite 2, I think it is. If you just type in AB, what is it?
It's ABPL.
ABPL, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You should be able to find it. They have an acoustic guitar one as well. And if you don't have those instruments and you can't play them, then those are like essentials because they're free.
Okay.
So I definitely recommend them. I use them quite a lot.
All right. Cool.
You know, and any free VSTs to sort of have a bigger palette of instruments to choose from is great.
Mm-hmm.
Heck yeah, dude.
Dope. Sweet. Anything else for the track, guys?
I think at this point in time, no.
Cool. Well, Marley, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no problem.
That was dope.
Was dope.
All right.
Anybody else want some roasting?
Nope.
KK? Bean?
I would actually love a roast.
Love a roast? Okay. Do you want?
If you check roast feedback, then I'll have posted a clip link.
Okie dokie.
Somewhere.
Let me go ahead.
It shouldn't be too far.
Let me go ahead and share my screen. And here we are. Roast feedback. Roast before post.
Oh yeah, I forgot it's called that now. We keep trying to get people to follow that rule, even to the point of just renaming the channel. If you just there we are, it should be
right there.
That was me giving feedback to the people. Oh, and then Pixel gave me a great roast.
Cool.
This is one where I'm particularly proud with the song structure, because usually what I'm doing is just making little sketches and little loops.
Alrighty.
So in terms of B sections, I'm quite proud of this.
Dope. Very excited.
Clip over loads.
Alrighty. Euphoria. Onero Knot. Alrighty.
Mad.
Let's take a listen. Alrighty, round of applause for Bean. Beautiful work, Bean. All right. So, what'd you guys think?
That was like a freaking Stranger Things concert on the beach. Sounded like that was cool. It's really cool.
Awesome.
Yes.
Stranger Things on the beach. What else?
Those ARPs were insane. Or whatever those are called.
Totally.
But
Yeah.
Absolutely. What else?
I wish the drums were louder.
Yes.
Yes, yeah, I think that too, actually.
I agree.
It took ages to export, and then export, and I'm like, drums kind of quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I think.
Yeah, go ahead.
Never mind. I was just really agreeing. The drums need to be louder to lock in the groove.
Yeah, so I think in terms of volume, I agree. And also, I would say have two different kick sounds. Have a kick sound, the one you're using now for your secondary kick,
Mm-hmm.
the ones that are landing on the weak beats. But the ones that are like doing the 4 on the floor, have that be a stronger kick.
The one and the two.
The 1 and the 2, sorry.
And beef those up. Right.
Yeah, have those be a different kick sample with a click. Just like have them really punch through the mix. Because I love what you're doing with the kick and the sort of ghost notes that you're doing with it, but overall it feels a little wimpy, especially for such a nice groove.
My kicks are very weak usually.
Mm-hmm.
It's a problem I keep running into.
You're just a sample pack away from salvation. You know, I wish I could tell everybody that. Yes, so the drums, I'm glad you pointed that out, Marley. What else?
Do you feel like the structure dragged on for too long, especially that bit at the end? I feel like I could have just ended on the bridge section.
Yeah, I agree. I'm not sure actually about ending on the bridge section. I think that could work if you wanted to. One thing I noticed about the structure is that you sort of broke down the A section prior to going into the the B section. So you removed elements from the A section and let the energy go down. And I feel like it could be more effective and there would be a greater contrast in energy if you didn't do that at all. If you just switched from the A section at its apex of energy directly into the breakdown. I think that would be like, whoa, more interesting in the arrangement. And also prevent your A section from dragging on too long. And then if you do choose to go back into the A section after you do the breakdown or the B section, I felt like you could have drawn out the tension a little bit. Because you go directly from the B section, with the bass and the drums and all that playing, with very little fanfare, back into the A section. What you could do is you could let it break down some more, just have like a bar or two of just almost like, complete silence or just the pad hanging out on one chord. Maybe do a subtle white noise riser with the fill, crash into the A section again, maybe with a new element that we haven't heard before. Just to up the drama there at the climax. Or
I'm kind of running out of live tracks since I used light.
Resample, my friend. Resample.
Yes, I suppose. Yeah. There's always instrument racks.
Mm-hmm. I'm sure you can find a way.
Go
ahead.
Do you mind repeating a little bit of that? I need to take notes.
Sure. So, the TLDR, I think your A section, the first one, could be much shorter. Instead of removing elements towards the end, just get rid of that section. Just go straight from the apex, the highest point of energy in the A section, directly into the breakdown, or the B section. And then when you're coming back from the B section back into A, have a space where it's just the pad or something like that, holding out a chord. Let the drama and the tension build. Maybe give us a nice little white noise riser with the fill. Crash into a bigger, badder, more badass A section. And then let us outro on that. If you do choose to go back into the A section. So that's what I would say.
Earlier or at the end?
That's at the end.
No, so yeah.
So I'm saying... So just go straight from this. Don't break it down in this whole situation. Just go straight into the breakdown here. So maybe cut out these 8 or 16 bars. So this is the B section still. And then you're back into A. So here's the transition. So there's no real fanfare of us going back into A. You just kind of drop it back in there.
That's interesting because I think of that more as a C section.
This at the end?
Yeah, the different bit that you're calling a B section, I call the C section because at the moment I have sort of this very quick interplay between an A section and a B section. Chords are very similar though.
Gotcha.
And
So
at the beginning I alternate between them so fast, I guess they could sound like they're the same loop.
right. Are you talking about the B section being this?
That's the bridge.
That's the bridge.
That's
Okay.
what I call C. If you go back a bit,
This?
I'd call that the B section. That sort of thing. You've got like the funky bass.
Okay, so this is the A section.
No, this is the B.
Oh, okay. Now this is the B.
The B's got like the slow down. Like the A section's got the fast.
I see. I guess it didn't really feel that much like a B section because other than the chords changing, the instrumentation remained more or less constant.
I see.
So it felt like it was one big section to me.
Right.
So I would see what you can do about tightening up the song structure, because I like all the parts you include here. I just think the story you're trying to tell here could be told more succinctly.
Yes.
And one other thing, the ARP sounds really awesome. Everybody's talking about it because it sounds fucking badass.
I think
However,
it's too high energy.
Yeah.
Some of the bits.
well, I would say this. I think your ARP is the highest energy element on its own because the main melody is very soft and pretty. I'm talking about the flute and the bell that's going on for the duration. It's like, oh. And then your ARP comes in with that funk. And so we're sort of, we're it's like, that meme where it's like, geez, can I pull it up? It's like it's like in Europe and like the dude is with his girlfriend, but he's looking away at the other girl who's passing by on the street. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Is that one?
What, say it again, KK?
Is it the picnic
The
one?
girl in the red dress.
No. It's the girl in the red dress. What is that meme called?
Where the boyfriend is looking at something else and the girlfriend's
I think
looking
it's
at the
jealous
dude.
boyfriend.
That one. Yeah.
Is that the one you were talking
Yeah,
about?
I think so. What is it called?
Who knows what it's called?
Distracted boyfriend. That's it.
No,
Boyfriend meme.
distracted boyfriend meme?
Distracted boyfriend. I think it might have been it. Oh, this better be it, guys. Yes, this. So
We did it.
the boyfriend is us. The girl he's with is the main melody, and the ARP is the girl in the red dress.
So the main melody being the like music box.
Yeah, the main melody being like the flute / music box thing.
Wait. The boyfriend is us.
Yes.
Who's the disgusted girlfriend again?
The girlfriend he's with is, let me just point it out for you. It's very important. The flute.
Oh, that in the background.
Oh.
Yes.
I see.
That was like
Yeah.
kind of melody.
Yeah, that seems to be like the main melody because it's going throughout the duration of the track. But because the sound is so soft and the melody is so lilting and kind of dreamy and far away feeling, that when the ARP comes in we're paying attention to the girl in the red dress, and we're getting distracted from what it seems like your main musical idea. Does that make sense?
My main musical idea was definitely not that. My main musical idea was the one that's like the music box.
Where is that?
It was right around where you're playing it just finished.
Right here?
Yeah. If you go back a bit. Back a bit. Wait, no. A bit further back. That one, yeah.
Right.
That
yeah, that's also pretty far away. Once again, it's got a lot of reverb and doesn't have the same high energy, high frequency, brightness, and punch that the ARP has. The ARP really cuts through the mix. I feel like if your main musical idea is the music box thing, it needs to be as bright of a sound, as impactful as the ARP is. Perhaps even switching the sounds so that the melody that you're playing with the music box is played with the ARP or something like that. And then the ARP feels, more of a background element because it feels like the ARP is more of an ornamental thing. It comes and goes. But because it's such a bright sound and really funky and just sort of like, whoa, when it comes in, it distracts us from what feels like your main musical idea. I guess that's the point that I'm trying to make here. It's not clear which beautiful lady we should be with. So that's kind of my spiel.
So that'd be a bit of leveling and sort of mixing and maybe a bit of sound choice.
I think it's the sound choice. I think it's 100% the sound choice. So yeah, really making sure that your main musical idea is quite obvious and upfront. Because right now it feels a little far back and it's not clear which thing we should be paying attention to. As your sort of main lead, let's say. Anybody agree, disagree, want to chime in?
I agree.
Makes sense.
Cool. Makes sense. Other than that, just beefing up the drums, tightening up the arrangement. Other than that, it's quite a solid track. Euphoria is a good, apt title for this. It's very euphoric for sure. All right.
Thanks everyone for the kind words. And for the roast.
All right. Thank you for sharing, Bean. That was great.
Like a little YouTube comment, roasted by way of the meme.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever done that before, but it seemed apt. Cool. All right. I think we're about up for time, but thank you all so much for being here. I had a blast, and it's heartwarming to see everyone give feedback for one another and just coming at it with dope tunes. And yeah, awesome. Thank you guys so much for being here.
Thank you for having us.
Mm-hmm. Next week, I don't really have a plan. Maybe between now and then, I will post another kind of short sample snippet for you guys to flip. If not, then we'll just kind of chit-chat, hang out, keep roasting each other's tracks for next time. But
hopefully we'll have more people next time.
Yeah, that would be great too.
We're quite thin on the ground today. It's quite odd.
Yeah.
Must just be a busy day for some people.
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to do this. And I'll see you guys next week.
All right.
Have a good one. Later, guys. Peace.
Right.